So noong 2018, there was about 18 million plus or minus overweight and obese Filipinos. Pagdating ng 2023, imbis na bumaba dahil sa success ng LCIF, sadly meron showbiz sa LCIF industry rin, no? Imbis na bumaba, sikat na sikat ang LCIF, imbis bumaba from 18 million, tumaas pa to 27 million ang obesity rate ng Pilipinas. Nagkakaroon na ng mga allegations sa akin. Kaya nga sabi ko, in a matter of less than 10 months, may mga death threats and legal threats, no? Nagsulat na sila sa Philippine Medical Association, sa Nutritionist Association, blah blah blah, pati sa PRC, no, Professional Regulatory Commission, nagsulat na sila doon na pinapatigil ako, no.
Hello, good afternoon, good day, good morning to you all low carbers out there. This episode is special kasi first time kong magtatagalog online. And we also have a very special guest for this session. By the way, if you still haven't encountered me before, I am Dr. Don Agcopra and I run the lowcarbneurologist.com platform, and you can see me aside from here in YouTube. I also have a Facebook page, lowcarbhealthmd.com, and you can also see me and follow me in Twitter and LinkedIn. And today, yung special guest na makakapanayam natin is somebody who has been around here in the Philippines for quite some time, and he has actually been a trailblazer and a pioneer in low carb here in the Philippines. And I think he has been around since the mid 2010s, like something like 2017, 2018. And he is no other than Coach Dave Aguila. And it is our pleasure and honor here in the Low Carb Health Doctor podcast na interview natin at magiging guest natin si Coach Dave Aguila. Coach Dave, can you say hello to everyone?
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depende, no? Kung nasan kayo lapalap ng mundo while watching this episode ni Doc Don, no? Actually, dudugo lang ilong ko kaya medyo tinaglis yata ni Doc Don. Anyway, hello, and sana maging maka-inspire tayo, no, ng mga manonood sa iyo, Doc Don.
So, si Coach Dave, I just recently got to get acquainted with him. Kasi kumpara kay Coach Dave, I have to admit I am quite new. Medyo baguhan ako dito sa low carb space na to. Well, not really very new. Siguro I've been officially doing my own low carb science-based advocacy, primarily para ma-promote ko yung low carb not just to my patients but also to the general public and also to my fellow medical practitioners, not just here in the Philippines at saka pati na rin sa buong mundo. Kaya dun sa kabilang channel ko, it's an English channel because in that channel, dun ko ini-interview yung mga global low-carb health advocates like Dr. Anthony Shafee and company. So in this first Taglish session that I am holding with Coach Dave Aguila, sana may marami kayong matututunan at sana makakapagbigay kami sa inyo ng maraming learnings, especially in this deep dive with Coach Dave Aguila in relation to the origins and the beginnings of the low-carb grassroots movement dito sa Pilipinas. And also, I'm sure Filipinos worldwide are also following the low-carb platforms here in the Philippines. So, Coach Dave, let's go deep dive.
Yeah.
So, yung pinakauna ko talagang gustong may tanong sa'yo, Coach Dave, you've been around for, it's now 2024, so when did you officially start your low carb advocacy here in the Philippines again? What year was that?
Yung advocacy per se
2018.
started in 2018.
2018. Yeah, so
no? Advocacy
it's
per
been
se.
quite some time. Yeah, at least 6
Yeah.
years. So my first question that I would like to shoot at you is, how come? Paano mo natagpuan yung low carb, intermittent fasting way back during those years na even me, I was still in the dark about it, and at that time I was still advocating low fat, high carb to my patients kasi yun yung itinuro sa amin eh. Hindi lang sa aming mga medical professionals, kundi tayo lahat ever since grade school, 'di ba? Go Grow Glow Foods tayo. So so I was saying, my question for you, paano mo natagpuan yun? And you can tell us your backstory. I'm sure many of us and the audience listening today are interested to know more about that. Shoot.
Okay. So basically parang recap to, no? I've been sharing this for since time immemorial. Prior to LCIF, low carb and intermittent fasting, ang talagang lahat naman tayo, sabi mo nga, Doc, no? Ang ginagawa ay yung calorie deficit, no? Yung calorie in, calorie out, and then exercise more, eat less, no? Basically. So I started with that, and that started nung 2013, no? When I finally decided may willpower na ako after so many failures, eat less, move more method. Finally, noong 2013, I was able to quote-unquote conquer, no? Itong aking willpower at nagawa ko na. So I was able to lose 60 pounds in a matter of 6 months using the conventional method.
Ibig sabihin dati, you were also obese and overweight before you are what you are now. Okay.
Yes.
So you really came from a personal perspective.
Yes. So I used to be 208 pounds, no? So almost 100 kilos. For my height, that's basically obese class 1, no? So, yun. So, for a long time, no? Mula pagkabata, kasi sabi mo nga, Doc, no? Go, Grow, Glow, yan yung naituro. Pinapakain ako ng bundok ng rice, no? Ng nanay ko. So, yun yung akala niya na healthy. So, for a long time, ang tukso sa akin is baboy, no? So, talagang kineri ko yan for almost 3 decades, no? I'm 42 now at this recording, no? Basically, ganun siya. So, talagang matagal akong obese, and I was really working on becoming slimmer. So, yun na nga. Noong 2013, I was able to do so. So, September 2013, in 6 months' time, I was able to lose 60 pounds. So, bumaba ako 158. Now, ang yabang-yabang ko na noon, kasi naturally, mayabang naman ako, no? But ang yabang ko noon, nakala ko, I know everything there is to know about weight management. Lo and behold, no, after less than 2 years, nagki-cripple back na, no, pabalik doon sa 208. Kasi I was not able to maintain, no, yung intensity ng workout ko, which was 5 days a week, no? And yung calorie deficit ko, hindi ko ma-maintain, ma-sustain. So, eventually, naging from eat less, move more, naging eat more, move less ulit, which is, sabi ko nga, paulit-ulit sa inyo, no, sa mga tao, ang default setup ng modern human being is eat more, move less. Yan ang default natin. Unlike the cavemen, eat less, move more sila. Tayo, modern human beings, eat more, move less. So, yun ang default natin. So, bumalik ako doon sa default. Dahil doon sa pagbalik sa default, tumataba na naman ako. So, that was the time na sinubukan ko ulit gawin yung method. Hindi ko na magawa. It's a one-time thing. Hindi ko na magawa. So, dahil hindi ko na magawa, desperado akong pumayat ulit. And yung si Mrs., si Inay Ara, tinatawag nilang Inay Ara, si Madam Beshi, mataba rin that time. Eh, hindi siya nakasabay sa akin eh. So, that was the time na nakita niya yung keto, which is a variant of low carb. Okay? So, before, hindi LCIF ang tawag. Originally, it was keto or yung ketogenic, no? Ketogenic diet. Ayan yung unang nakita ni Mrs. kasi that time, makakasabay na siyang magpapayat sa akin. So, nakita niya yung ketogenic. So, yung LCIF, kumbaga parang ang emeritus founder niyan is si Eric Berg talaga. No? Kumbaga, sa kanya galing yung wisdom kay Dr. Eric Berg, who is not really a doctor like me, but rather a chiropractor na ang galing, no? Para siyang ikaw, no? Basically, napakamalumanay. Tapos, syempre, English dahil Amerikano siya. But ang bottom line, dun natutunan ni Mrs. yon. To cut the long story short, in a matter of 3 months, we were able to lose weight eating fats, crispy pata, lechon manok, lechon baka, blah, 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 no? These food, no? Kinain namin. At, without, bahala na, sabi nga namin bahala na kung mamatay kami. Kasi that time, hindi naman talaga namin alam kung tama ba yung gagawin namin. And as I've mentioned over and over, before we did LCIF now, no, which was keto nga, I was actually looking for doctors, local doctors, not just international. Dahil hindi mo naman makakausap yung mga yan. You will not be able to consult to Dr. Anthony Shafee, for example. You won't be able. Tsaka bago lang si Dr. Anthony Shafee, no? Bago lang yan. Pero yung mga luma, like for example, Dr. Jason Fung, no? Dr. Ted Nyman, yung mga yan, you won't be able to consult to them, international doctors, no? You won't be able. So talagang naghanap ako ng local, and sinuyod ko yung mga hospital, mga clinic, walang low carb doctor. Alangan namang hindi namin gawin. So ginawa namin. Bahala na, no? Bahala na kung ano mangyari. Kasi yun nga yung nasa utak namin. Lo and behold, after 3 months, we were able to succeed, no? Doing strict keto. So, dati meron pa akong gulay-gulay kasi nga Eric Berg Si Eric Berg kasi advocate yan ng low carb plants, no? So that time ginagawa pa namin yon. So we were eating 7 cups literally. I was eating 7 cups of green leafy veggies sa Walter Mart, no? Sa Walter Mart may grocery doon May salad section doon, pwede kang tas olive oil and parmesan cheese. That's basically it. So, ganun siya nagsimula. So, si Mrs. actually ang original LCIF coach kasi siya yung nakakita. And then, after a year, sabi ko, maganda to Sabi ko, dapat Dapat, 2016, when we found out about keto. So, after a year, sabi ko, dapat maituro to sa Pilipino. Ayaw pa nga ni Mrs. Sabi ko nga sa inyo dati, ayaw ni Mrs. Ayaw niya. Gusto niya, siya lang ang sexy. Gusto niya siya lang sexy because of ketogenic diet, no? Sabi ko, hindi, we should teach people ganyan-ganyan. So, akala ko wala pang low carb group nung 2017, latter part of 2017. Akala ko wala pa. So, I was able to found 2, as a matter of fact. And in-acknowledge ko to for so many, lagi ko silang in-acknowledge kasi sila yung una talaga na nakita ko. And these 2 groups, no? Sadly, medyo nagalit sila sa akin dahil naungusan ng grupo yung grupo nila. But I always acknowledge them kasi sumali ako sa kanila Nagkataon lang na hindi ko nagustuhan yung turo ng ilang admin Kaya ako gumawa ng sariling grupo kasi I believe nagkakaroon ng misinformation. So kasi dati, no, sabi, ketosis daw, tsaka keto is just semantics. Sabi ko, hindi semantics ang keto at ketosis. Keto is an input, ketosis is an output. So, mali yung tinuturo nyo. So, kaya nabuo yung LCIF as it is, no? Anyway, so I acknowledge, no, yung dalawang grupo na yan, no? Keto Living Philippines, tsaka Ketogenic Diet Philippines, no? Diyan yung unang nakita ko. And then, dahil nga sa merong misinformation, I believe na merong misinformation that time, I created my own. 3 pangalan ang nagpalit-palit yan until naging LCIF Philippines, no? So, ganun siya. Ganun yung history, Doc.
Dati kasi, pag natatandaan ko ng maayos, dati, when I first encountered that word, yung keto na yan, ketogenic diet. Kasi dati, nung hindi pa talaga ako namulat dun sa low carbohydrate, yung therapeutic carbohydrate restriction na yan. Yung tipong, yung mataas na refined carbohydrates sa pagkain natin, ang nagdadala ng yung advocacy ako, yung fight metabolic syndrome. Yung naririnig ko yan, keto, daming gumagamit niyan kasi gustong magpapapayat, di ba? Yeah. Pero hindi ko talaga matanggal sa isip ko na pag kakain ka ng keto, kasi marami yung taba it's mostly animal, a lot of animal meats. Siguro naman marami sa atin, ikaw, ako, dati, ever since grade school pa, yung tinuturo talaga sa atin, yung dietary pyramid na yan, na pagkakain ka ng saturated fat, Di ba? Pag saturated fat, kunwari, yun yung cause ng heart attack, stroke. Hindi, ako, since I am a neurologist, talagang sinasabi ko yun. May mga pasyente nagtatanong sa akin, Dok, okay lang ba mag-keto? Yung sinasabi ko dati, naku, wag. Mamamatay ka ng stroke at heart attack niyan. Ako yun dati, bago ako namulat. Kaya bukang bibig ko yan, keto. And then, sinasabi pa nila, Atkins. Narinig mo na yun si Dr. Robert Atkins,
Dr. Atkins.
diba? One of the first few who really advocated high healthy fat diet. Sabi ko, yun, mag-Atkins ka. Baka gusto mo, mamatay ka rin kagaya ni Atkins ng heart attack. Kasi yun yung naririnig ko palagi sa iba-ibang sources. Namatay daw si Dr. Robert Atkins dahil sa heart attack. Yun pala, hindi pala yun totoo. Propaganda lang pala yun. Actually, for clarification to everybody, kasi marami na rin nagtatanong sa akin, ano daw ikinamatay ni Dr. Atkins? Si Dr. Atkins nagkaroon ng head injury kasi nadulas doon sa sidewalk labas ng clinic niya kasi winter time yun, at saka nagkaroon ng head injury na nadakdak yung ulo niya sa pavement, saka after that he went into coma. I think if that was the story, malamang brain hemorrhage siya. Pero hindi dahil sa heart attack. So yun, isang malaking clarification yan, paulit-ulit kong sinasabi. Yung source ko noon, si Dr. Eric Wistman. You know, Dr. Eric Wistman sa Duke University. Yeah. Si Dr. Eric Wistman kasi, lumapit yun kay Dr. Robert Atkins dati, at saka si Dr. Eric Wistman, isa doon sa mga nagpasimuno talaga ng mga scientific studies on low carbohydrate nutrition at saka ketogenic diet, no?
Yeah.
So, nasaan na tayo, Dave? Another thing, yun nga, you're among the first to publicly advocate low carb nutrition here in the Philippines, and you indeed came up with that LCIF Facebook group, which is, I think, still the biggest low carb Facebook group here in the Philippines today. Yung tanong ko sa'yo, anong inspiration mo? Ba't ka naging public towards doing the low carb advocacy? Yeah. What motivated you?
Yun, as I've mentioned, no, over and over, I'm naturally a coach, no. From way back, no, prior to LCIF, pre-LCIF era, which is, by the way, a brand, no. LCIF is a brand. Nung time na sinimulan, kaya there's no such thing as LCIF sa nutrition. It was LCHF. So parang yung therapeutic carbohydrates restriction, no? It was never, no, a mainstream term, no, yung TCR. As a matter of fact, when I studied dyan sa Nutrition Network kay Idol, no, kay Professor Tim Noakes, when I attended 2 major courses about keto, no, hindi yan tinatawag na therapeutic carbohydrate restriction noon. Hindi. Hindi siya ganun. Lately na lang yon kasi inayos nga nila to a medical textbook, no, low carb textbook. Anyway, so originally talagang coach na ako. So I have this knack of I have the skill, no, that I developed, which is yung talking, no. Being able to comfortably talk, medyo obvious naman yata. So dahil doon, nakita ko na kaya kong ituro din, no. Basically kahit ano. So kaya ko rin ituro yung ketogenic way of eating, no, sa Pilipino. But I never really expected na ganun kabilis, no. As a matter of fact, I've been saying over and over, nung nagsimula yung LCIF, nung hindi pa siya LCIF ang pangalan, it would take about 10 years before magkaroon ng mainstream recognition, no, ang low carb dito sa Pilipinas. And I was so wrong, no. I was so wrong because in a matter of 10 months, may death threat na ako, may legal threat na ako. Okay? In a matter of 10 months. So, sobrang bilis, sobrang laki. And kahit ako nagulat, alam kong lalaki. Pero hindi ko siya ina-expect ng sa 10 buwan lang. Sabi ko nga, 10 taon, sabi ko, bago. Sabi ko nga, when I started January 7, 2018, maka 10,000 members lang ako, mag-aalok na ako ng sponsorship fee sa mga pwedeng kausapin na low carb brand na hindi nila alam low carb sila. Like for example, yung mga canned goods na pag tiningnan mo yung ingredients and is maganda naman. Pwede naman.
Yeah.
So pwede ko silang alokan. So sabi ko, 10,000 members lang kasi negosyante ako eh. 10,000 members lang, mag-aalok na ako sa mga yan. Eh, in a month, 10,000 members na ako eh. So, hindi ko naiba na yung business model eventually, no? But yeah, I have the knack, no, sa pagsasalita, specifically sa Pilipino, no, dahil Pilipino ako. So, that led me to basically teach, no? Nung una talaga ako rin yung nagpauso ng coaching sa yung paid, no? Yung paid coaching sa low carb. Kasi nung time na yon, may mga nag-aalok ng low carb na paid coaching, walang bumibili. So, wala naman ako dun sa business model na ganun nung una. Kaya lang, talagang sobrang bilis ng paglaki, hindi na siya ma-manage na sasagutin ko on my own, isa-isa. Kasi originally ganun siya. Hanggang sa meron ng pinned post, nandun na yung parang yung ngayon na nandun lahat ng guide. Hanggang sa nagbuo na ako ng moderators kasi hindi na rin kaya ng pinned post. Hanggang sa kinailangan ko ng, ako mismo, thousands na yun, nag-a-add, thousands na yung messages every day. Hindi ko naman masagot. So sabi ko, magpapapaid coaching na lang ako para mas masagot ko kesa yung ganun. Hindi mo talaga masasagot. That time talagang super boom talaga. So yun. So I have the knack to speaking, coaching. So that led me to yun. Basically teach, no? And dati naman, health and wealth naman na ako eh. I have the brands not called Fitnance, for example, Fitness and Finance. So way back 15 years ago, ginagamit ko na yung brand na yon. So I'm into health and wealth na ever since. Ngayon, mas naging razor sharp lang yung approach niya kasi mas naging scientific, mas naging successful, no? Yung method na ginamit ko. And I was able to somehow, even if hindi ako ganun ka-strict, dahil nga ang dami nangyari na itong mga nakaraan, I was able to somehow still maintain a little bit of a semblance na medyo healthier ka pa rin as compared to your 208 pounds.
Galing. And I'm sure during that time, ang laking challenge nun, especially in an environment, lalo na dito sa Philippines at that time na talagang konti pa talaga yung doktor na nakakaalam about therapeutic carbohydrate restriction or yung low carbohydrate healthy fats or low carbohydrate with or without intermittent fasting. Though sa makatuwid, until now, konti pa rin yung mga doktor dito sa Pilipinas ang talagang nakakaalam niyan kasi hindi ko rin sila masisisi. Because yun nga, may mga nagtatanong sa akin, Dok, ba't konti lang kayong doktor na nag-a-advocacy yan ng low carb na yan? Ba't yung iba, resita pa rin ng insulin, yung mga ganun. Sabi ko, naku, huwag nyo namang awayin yun sila. Kasi, frankly speaking, I've been there, done that. Hindi talaga yun na ituro sa amin dati. Kaya, when we are talking about the usual doctors, not just here in the Philippines, pati globally, US, Europe, ang dami talaga, majority of the doctors talagang are blinded to that fact. They are still in the dark. And most of them would even defend the guidelines kasi yung guidelines, kami mga doktor, may mga society kami. So, for the society, kunwari, dito sa Philippines, I'm a part of the Philippine Neurological Association. So, yung society namin, para siyang nagpupulis rin sa mga neurologists here in the Philippines for, hopefully, so that all neurologists will be doing their practice properly for the benefit of the patient. So, may mga grupo rin dyan for, like, the heart, stroke, yun. May Philippine Heart Association. May obesity group nga dito sa Philippines. I saw you commenting on that, I think, yesterday, the Philippine Association for the Study of Obesity and Overweight and Obesity, of which I think I am a member, I think. Kasi nagbayad na ako ng membership fee doon.
I used to be disappointed. Just to be clear, no? Ako naman, wala naman ako tinatago eh. And I used to be, and probably I still am, no? I used to be super disappointed with PASOO, no? Because they've been here since the 90s. Sabi ko nga, lahat ng pinagsasabi ko is based on datos. So just to set the record straight no, with the PASOO organization or yung Philippine Association of Study for Study or of Study ng Overweight and Obese no dito sa Pilipinas. They've been here since the 90s. To be exact, it's 1994 when they started, or 1997, something like that. No? Kaya alam ko yung PASOO kasi yung mga datos inaalam ko when I started LCIF, which is basically parang PASOO rin. So may association din yung LCIF LCIF Association. Parang PASOO rin, no? And I've been honestly disappointed with them. Not until I saw a post the other day. Not until I saw a post, a new post, a fresh post from them the other day where they are sharing a success story of a doctor, a medical doctor who did low carb, no? Who did low carb and was successful. So, ngayon, bawas na yung disappointment ko sa kanila because of this. And kung magagalit sila sa akin na disappointed ako sa kanila, they also have to understand where I'm coming from, no? They also need to understand, as I understood them. Sabi ko nga, hindi naman ako umatake sa kanila. Gumanti lang ako sa mga doktor. Ang history niyan, Doc, no, just to be, this is a deep dive. Ang history niyan, doctors invaded LCIF. I never went to their domains. I never went to their domains. Hindi ako nagpunta sa mga Facebook groups nila. Hindi ako nag-spam doon at pumunta kayo ng... Wala. Believe me, you organic, super duper mega over organic ang paglaki ng LCIF. It's word of mouth in the literal sense. Word of mouth. Talagang nagpapuntahan. So dahil sa dami...
Anong ibig sabihin mong doctors invaded LCIF?
Dahil marami nagpupuntang mga quote-unquote tao, pasyente, no? Mga regular non-doctors learning from me, learning from the group, no? So siguro naalarma yung ilang mga doktor. So they went, no? Pumunta sila sa grupo. At nagkakaroon na ng mga allegations sa akin. Kaya nga sabi ko, in a matter of less than 10 months, may mga death threats and legal threats, no? Nagsulat na sila sa Philippine Medical Association, sa Nutritionist Association, blah blah blah, pati sa PRC, no, Professional Regulatory Commission, nagsulat na sila doon na pinapatigil ako, no. And sabi ko nga, hindi ko sila tinira. Gumanti ako dahil tinira nila ako. So yun yung storya diyan, no. So I used to be so disappointed going back sa PASOO because they've been here since the 90s, mid to late 90s. And I've been monitoring the obesity rate since nung tinayo ko yung So there was about 18 million. Ang Pilipinas, Doc, napaka-poor pagdating sa data, data recording Napaka-poor natin. Kaya nga, sabi ko, kung pinalad tayong makapasok sa pagiging presidente, ayusin sana natin yan. But we have a very poor data recording system dito sa Pilipinas. So noong 2018, there was about 18 million plus or minus overweight and obese Filipinos. And naging lalo ako mas disappointed prior pa, no, bago dito sa nakakatuwang artikulo na shinare ng PASOO. Pero bago ko nakita yan, na-disappoint ako, shinare ko rin to, nakita mo rin to, Doc, no? Na pagdating ng 2023, imbis na bumaba dahil sa success ng LCIF, sadly, meron showbiz sa LCIF industry rin, no? Imbis na bumaba, sikat na sikat ang LCIF, imbis bumaba from 18 million, tumaas pa to 27 million ang obesity rate ng Pilipinas. So which renders null and void.
Walang effect. Or konti lang yung effect.
Parang walang effect, no? Parang walang effect. So lalo ako nagalit. Hindi lang sa PASOO, no? Kundi pati sa LCIF community in general na what the F happened? What the F happened? Kasi sikat na sikat tayo. Ang laki-laki natin. We were a mover. We were a shaker. To the point na, personally, sabi ko nga, na legal threat na ako, na death threat na ako To that point. Tapos 27 million from 18 million. What the F happened, no? So the showbiz thing happened sa LCIF. Yung, na gusto ng gantong personalidad, siya yung sikat. Itong personalidad to, siya yung sikat. So yun yung nangyari. We were not united, sabi ko nga. So anyway, and then I saw yung Pasoo. Just to be just for the record, para rin alam ng Pasoo, I used to be so disappointed. Now kinda na lang. Especially if Pasoo, no, will start learning from Nutrition Network where we both learned, no? Non-doctors and doctors alike and other people can learn. Meron na silang ginawa. Swerte na nga sila. Wala lang dito sa bahay eh. Meron ng medical textbook. Meron ng medical textbook of almost 5,000
Anong title nga nun?
Studies.
Ketogenic, di ba? Ketogenic, yung
ketogenic.
title ng textbook
Nung
na yan.
libro. Textbook to ha. Textbook, hindi to sulat ko lang na by experience. No, this is a textbook with almost 5,000 references, scientific references from almost 60 healthcare and non-healthcare experts, no? Dietitians, doctors, etc. That Pasoo could learn from, no? So, if they will do that, talagang humanity, no, my faith in in the doctors would somehow be restored. So I hope they also understand where I'm coming from, no? Marami akong mga kakilalang namatay, nag-suffer, at baka isa ako doon, baka isa yung asawa ko doon, if we did not find or saw or hindi kami na-expose sa LCIF. They have to understand where I'm coming from, no? Again, they have to understand. Patient first. Dapat. So they have to understand. They have to learn. Nasa pangalan nila yan, Doc. Study. Philippine Association of Study for the Then study. Dati, just to share, no, deep dive. Dati wala pang Nutrition Network when I started. Wala pa, kaya siguro nahihiya yung mga doktor magpaturo sa akin. There was about a handful of doctors na nagpaturo sa akin. Siguro nahihiya sila kasi, ba't ako magpapaturo sa hindi naman doktor? Parang ganon. So there was a handful, no? About 5 probably. So hindi ko na babanggitin kung sino-sino yung mga yan. About 5 or 7 doctors, medical doctors who availed, no, somehow of my my service. Na ituro mo nga sa amin ano yung ketogenic na yan, no? Now, swerte na sila dahil meron ng textbook. Hindi ko na kailangan turuan sila. Tao na lang na normal tuturuan ko. Pero doctors, meron na. Swerte. So, again, no, good job, Pasoo, dyan sa article na yan. I hope you guys do a deep dive of learning what LCIF is.
Kasi yun nga, nung may initially nabanggit ako kanina tungkol doon sa mga guidelines na yan. As I said, kaming mga doctors, we tend to follow guidelines kasi parang we are also intending to protect the credibility of our practice kasi. So, hindi ko rin masisisi yung karamihang mga doktor kasi yun yung mga guidelines na naituturo sa medical school. Siyempre, pag estudyante ka ng medicine, hindi makikinig ka dun sa professor mo at saka yun yung bukang bibig ng professor mo, hindi rin yung papasok sa kukuti mo, di ba? Tapos, afterwards, pag graduate ka na, kukuha ka ng residency for specialization. Like me, I went into neurology. So, bawat specialty, may kunwari, evidence-based guidelines. I'm more into the guidelines, but tungkol dun sa evidence-based, doon minsan, dapat kini-question natin. Kasi minsan, when it comes to these guidelines, papasok na yung maraming factors doon. Pati yung, kunwari, industry sponsorship, yung pera, syempre, money works in lots of ways, positive and negative sa mundong ito.
Akala ko in mysterious ways eh.
Ano? Minsan, mysterious rin yun, di ba? Kasi yun nga, like for example, hypertension guidelines, o di ba? So, pag doctor ka, hindi lang dito sa Philippines, you tend to follow these guidelines. Kasi yun yung parang yun yung kunwari established. At saka pag hindi ka susunod nun, titiwalag ka. Yung mafe-feel mo, ano kayang tingin ng mga kapwa doktor ko sa akin pag hindi ko sinusunod yung mga guidelines na yan. Pero yun nga, between guidelines and through evidence-based science, hopefully, unti-unti, matututo tayo na para sa kapakanan hindi lang sa mga pasyente kundi sa sarili natin. We need to learn more, make a deep dive of our own kung ano talaga yung totoo, ano talaga yung ebidensya, ano talaga yung siyensya. Kasi pag susunod lang tayo sa guidelines na yun pala, may mga maraming factors unfortunately affecting the formulation of that guidelines, not just locally but globally as well. Na nakausap ko nga si Dr. Gary Fetke at si Dr. Anthony Shafee kamakailan lang, and they are really into it, deep into it, investigating the roots of these guidelines, how cultural aspects influence it, including religious aspects, mostly like for example the influence of the medical evangelism ng global Adventist movement, yung mga ganun. So ang daming factors which can influence the formulation of guidelines, not just for us doctors but importantly as well yung mga nutritionists na yan, hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas kundi buong mundo, kasi yung guidelines ng mga nutritionists parang pare-pareho rin sa aming mga doktor, kasi tayo dito sa Philippines nagpa-follow rin tayo ng guidelines ng kunwari America, Europe. Yung mga nutritionists na yan, those nutritionists here in the Philippines, may mga kakilala akong nutritionists dito, may iba na natututunan na rin yung low carb na yan, pero karamihan pa rin are anti-low carb. Kasi yun nga, hindi yun ang officially na itinuturo dun sa textbooks. At saka, when nutritionists first came up with their own society, which the origins of which, yung pinakaunang nutrition society worldwide talaga is that which was yung inorganize ni na Lena Cooper noong 1917 sa Estados Unidos, US. That was the American Dietetic Association. Yun talaga, parang biased na talaga yun to a plant-based diet, kasi Lena Cooper was an Adventist herself and she was heavily influenced by yung Kellogg, si Dr. John Harvey Kellogg ng Battle Creek Sanitarium ng Michigan, which was also have some quirks of his own, no? So, aside from that, yung tungkol sa nabanggit mo kanina, Dave, no, about obesity, yun, isang paulit-ulit ko rin na ina-advocate. I'm not anti-obese people. I think you are also, you've been there. Parang yung importante lang kasi, obesity, yun yung talagang gusto kong maintindihan ng marami. Obesity is a symptom often associated with poor metabolism, poor metabolic health. At saka pag may obesity ka, more often than not, may metabolic syndrome ka rin. So, ibig sabihin, yung metabolic syndrome na yan, obesity, especially obesity yung sa tiyan natin, lumalaki yung tiyan, abdominal obesity, visceral adiposity, yun yung isa sa pinakamalaking manifestation ng insulin resistance, aside from elevated blood sugar, elevated blood pressure, at saka tumataas yung triglycerides, at saka bumababa yung kunwari good cholesterol na yan, yung HDL. Kasi may mga ibang messaging rin doon dahil doon sa mga guidelines na kinukumpunan ng mga kunwari expert na mga doctors kunwari na gumagawa ng guidelines worldwide na kunwari isang issue rin yung huwag kumain ng karne kasi saturated fat, kasi kunwari saturated fat is not healthy, di ba? I'm sure you've been through that for so very long already. So, yung nabanggit mo kanina about Dr. Tim Noakes, and I really appreciate it as a fact that Dr. Tim Noakes is really one of the best in the field of sports medicine. Dati, I think, kilala mo si Tim Noakes nag-train ka sa kanya. So, he was one of the luminaries in sports medicine. Actually, he is the author of this book called The Lore of Running. Parang Bible yun ng mga athletes sa running. And he used to advocate carb loading before until such a time that he got diabetic. At saka nagkaroon rin siya ng metabolic syndrome. Parang ako. Siguro hindi ako namulat pag hindi ako nagka-metabolic syndrome. Karamihan ng mga doktor ko sa buong mundo na namulat dyan sa low-carb healthy fats nutrition na yan, yung therapeutic carbohydrate restriction, may mga common story kasi kami. Parang ikaw, tumaba dati, nagkaroon ako ng metabolic syndrome dati at saka doon ako natutong parang hindi gamutin. Kasi pag sasabihin natin gamutin, you are dealing into drugs. Yun yung problema. Kasi pag pupunta ka sa doktor, kunwari, magpapagamot, magpapadrugs ka, parang magiging drug addict ka. So ako, I healed my metabolic syndrome by essentially reversing the root cause, which is insulin resistance. So, yung tanong ko sa iyo, Dave, as I said, I salute you for really doing your thing about going into training with Dr. Tim Noakes and with the Nutrition Network. So, my question is, how did you come across Dr. Tim Noakes, and what made you decide to really go into a more scientific deep dive with the Nutrition Network training that you underwent?
Okay. Naririnig nyo na marahil, no? Yung nakakatawang principle na sinabi ko sa LCIF, which is Kiki, no? Marami natatawa kasi syempre medyo
ano yan?
Filipino, no? Kiki principle, okay. No? So, yung Kiki principle na yan, KIKI, it's an acronym, no? Basically, keep improving, keep inspiring principle. And dati originally, kasi syempre entrepreneur ako for so long, eh. So, mahilig ako sa mga branding, marketing, no? Maalam ako sa ganyan. Kaya, Kiki, maganda, eh. Catchy siya sa Pilipino. But originally, it was a Japanese principle, no? Yung Kaizen spirit na tinatawag. Kaizen is improving the improved, or never-ending improvement, no? Kaizen na principle.
Yung K9, yeah.
So basically, yung Kaizen na yan, ginawa ko lang siyang Kiki para mas madaling maintindihan dito sa Pilipinas, no? So keep improving, keep inspiring. So I basically live and breathe, no, itong mantra na to since time immemorial. Kaya ako naghanap, no? At nagko-coach na nga ako, eh. So naghanap ako ng i-improve ko pa lalo when it comes to LCIF, and doon ko nakita yung diet doctor, no? Nutrition Network, and gusto ko maitatak ko sa pangalan ko yung certified, no? Even if wala namang bearing sa totoo lang, no? Kasi ginamit na rin pang argument yan, eh. Ginamit na rin yan ng mga doktor, ng mga nutritionist, ng mga fitness trainers. Hindi naman daw ako lisensyado, hindi naman daw ako certified, blah blah blah, no? And I already explained 1,000 times kung ano difference ng license registered, ano difference ng certified, at meron bang certification talaga dito sa Pilipinas, no? I already explained it. You don't need a certification to be a coach. You don't need one, okay? Because there is no regulating authority or body sa mga coaches. Wala talaga, no? In general terms, no? Like yung PRC, walang ganon pagdating sa coaching. So certified is just an add-on. Anyway, so keep improving. So nakita ko ngayon, and mas nainganyo ko sa Nutrition Network. Fun fact, no? Nung minessage ko yung Nutrition Network, bawal pa ang hindi doktor. Bawal pa. Okay, bawal pa. I think
Kailan yun?
Nung 2018. First
2018.
time ko silang kinontak, 2018 kasi 2019 ako nakapasok, eh. 2018 when they first offered yung course, no, sa publiko, it was only meant for doctors. It's not meant for non-doctors such as myself. So nung nag-apply ako, sabi ko baka pwede magkaroon ng exemption kasi gusto ko mabasa, no, yung gusto ko matutunan. Hindi daw. So nung 2019, parang batch 2 nila, nag-alok ulit ako, nag-apply ulit ako. So sabi ko baka pwede na. So tinanggap nila ako even if, 'di ba, pag tiningnan mo ngayon ng Nutrition Network, meron na silang for coaches. Meron na. I'd like to believe na ako nagpasimula noon kasi nung una, ako yung kauna-unahan yata, no, na nag-join sa kanila na hindi doktor. So dun sa second batch na yon. Hindi ko lang syempre tinapos na yung hanggang sa clinical ek-ek, no, dahil hindi naman ako doktor, eh. But basically, dun nagsimula yon. Kaya ngayon meron ng advisors training, coaching, meron na sila mga training ng coaching, no, etc. So noong 2019. So keep improving, no. I have even if sinabi ko na to sa inyo, sa public before. The reason why I am learning, no, from them, even if hindi kasi ako naniniwala sa mga studies, Doc. Hindi ako naniniwala sa studies. I am a firm believer na there is no one study na talagang comprehensive enough to warrant na ito talaga. Kasi ang daming factors to consider. Like for example, ako minonitor or inobserve, no? Or randomized control trials. So, basically, ina-analyze natin kung kinain ko. Hindi naman na-factor in, Doc, yung puyat ko, yung stress ko, yung ibang bisyo ko kung meron, sigarilyo, alcohol, blah, blah, blah. Taba lang, tsaka carbs, basically, no? Yun lang yung monitor. So, what if nakaka-apekto pala yung stress doon sa study na yon? Hindi natin nalagay yun. What if gantong level of stress? Hindi. Gantong level of stress, okay. Marami eh. So, hindi talaga ako naniniwala sa kahit na anong studies, regardless if it's pro or anti-LCIF. So, just to be fair, yung mga anti-LCIF studies, I do not really believe in it. Now, pro-LCIF studies, I also do not believe in it. But I use it as basis to retaliate when needed. When needed. Kasi minsan kailangang mag-retaliate with with studies din.
Facts.
But
yeah.
With I'll say counter studies, no?
Yeah.
Pero again, no, I do not even Dr. Anthony Shafee does not believe, no? I've heard him say na hindi siya talaga naniniwala sa studies kasi nga marami factors to consider. So, what led me to to basically study sa Nutrition Network, particularly with Professor Tim Noakes? Kaizen spirit, no? Improving the improved. Because I was already teaching the public about LCIF, might as well learn more, no, about LCIF. So yun yung nagana sa akin, Doc.
Galing. At least, kasi yun rin yung kalimitang natatanong sa akin ng mga pasyente. Kasi, yun nga, ever since before, may nag-a-advocate na daw ng low carb, pero yun nga, sabi nila, kaso, hindi siya doktor-dok eh. Tapos, yung sinasabi mo, iba naman sa sinasabi niya. Kanino kami maniniwala? And then, I tell them, as the physician that I am, my personality is still the same before. Yung ko kasi, yung prinsipyo ko, hindi ako nagagalit sa pasyente. Yung sinasabi ko lang, it's your choice whether you believe in what I'm advising you or not. Kasi it's your life, not mine. I am just here to do my best to influence you given the best knowledge that I have as of this point in time. Kasi everything changes always. Imagine the moment I woke up to the truth about these many studies that really is hard evidence for therapeutic carbohydrate restriction. Yung pinakamalaking na feel ko, ano ba? Na-scam ako for 30 years. Because I myself got sick. If I did not get sick, ang daming kapwa doktor ko dyan. They are hypertensive, may high blood pressure, may diabetes. Yun, umiinom rin sila ng sangkatutak na gamot kasi yun yung guidelines. At saka, hindi ko rin masisisi kasi gusto rin nilang ayusin yung katawan nila. Kaso, they are not yet equipped with this knowledge about therapeutic carbohydrate restriction at this point in time. Kaya hindi rin nila magawa-gawa. Kaya malaking factor rin yung kunwari ginagawa ng mga non-medical coaches advocating at saka influencers advocating low carb kasi it's one way na mapapahiwatig sa publiko kung ano talaga tong low carb nutrition na to kasi it's a grassroots movement and most medical authorities worldwide, yung mga mainstream are still so much against it for whatever varied reasons they may have, industry related or non-industry related, no? So another thing na-intriga rin ako sa YouTube kasi may mga nagtatanong rin sa akin.
Go.
Yung tungkol kay Coach Dave Avila.
No holds barred. No holds barred.
Yeah. May nagtatanong sa akin dati. Sino ba yung Coach Dave Aguila na yan? Tsaka, tumakbo pa yan pagka-presidente. Nako, he's gone loca. Anong tanong mo yan? Anong sagot mo dyan, Dave?
Okay. Yung pagtakbo, no, pag-file ng presidency last 2021 basically, for the 2022 presidential run, no. Maraming nag-akusa, no, nadagdagan ng bashers ko. Maraming nag-akusa na sumikat lang yung tao na yan, no, biglang nag-file na, biglang tatakbo na ng presidente. And I've been clearing this, no, clarifying this for so many months already. Na it has been a 12-year plan. Okay? Way back pre-LCIF era, it's a plan. It's already a plan. And sabi ko nga yung one of the ni-re-upload ko yung ni-repost ko yung one of the most valuable vlogs, free vlogs that I've posted, no? Yung how to become successful. So desire, learn, plan, implement, no? So the simple steps of desire, learn, plan, implement. It has always been a plan for 12 years, no? To run for president. I've desired to run for president. I've learned what to do. I've planned, and lo and behold, pagdating ng 2021, 2022, it's the time to implement my plan. So way back 12 years ago, hindi ko magagawa yung ginawa ko kasi hindi pa ako pasado sa requirements ng 1987 Constitution. Kasi ang requirement sa edad is 40. Minimum of 40. 12 years ago, hindi pa ako 40. Obviously, di ba? I was just about early 20s. Baka nga teenager pa ako eh. Okay? So, ganun yun. Ganun katagal yung plano na yun. Kaya marami akala, sumikat lang yan sa LCIF. Ayan, tatakbo na. Nagbigay lang ng boost, no? Itong LCIF, thinking na we have 2.2 million, almost 2.2 million Facebook members who might help us campaign. Kasi dalawa yung main ano ko nun eh. Ang bottom line ko nun, education. Kung si XPRRD build, no? Build si ex-president Duterte. Ako, educate kasi ang plataforma ko. Mainly economic, because as you can see, I'm an associate financial planner, and wellness because of LCIF, which are the top two life concerns, not political concerns, life concerns, economic and health. These are the top two, no, concerns ng tao. So I was hoping, maganda yung plataforma natin. And there's something new, no, independent. Walang political affiliation whatsoever. Talagang intentional ko yun ginawa. I could have run for barangay captain. I could have run way back. SK, barangay captain, Kagawad, etc. I could have run. But the thing is, ayoko nga ng politika. Hindi ko gustong maging karir ang politika. Which is why I directly filed for presidency. Because after 6 years, I no longer want to be in politics. Yun sana. That was the plan. So, yung mga nagsasabi na parang nasiraan yata ng ulo to at tumakbo. I don't think so. The backstory is that for the past 12 years, and galit na galit ang asawa ko sa plano na to, we thought hindi na ako tatakbo when we saw Duterte. We thought. I even campaigned for him, and it's the first time I did because I saw myself kay Duterte. Kaya akala nung iba, kinopya niya si Duterte sa mura-mura sigaw-sigaw niya. No. No. Hindi ako kumopya kay Duterte sa pagiging maangas. Maangas na ako noon pa. Wala pang Duterte na presidente. Ganun na ako. Nagkataon, kaya nung nakita ko siya, sabi ko, I think I no longer need to run. I don't have to run. Because I saw myself kay Duterte. I saw myself sa kanya. Okay naman eh. Tiniis ko yung mga flaws niya. Human flaws niya for 3 years. Ang hindi ko natiis talaga, Doc, was when the pandemic, quote-unquote, the COVID-19 BS came. Yan ang hindi ko na natiis. Mali-mali na talaga yung pinagagawa niya, which forced me to reignite, no? Na-reignite ako na tatakbo talaga ako. I have to run. So yeah, that's basically the backstory ng president na yan, no? And it's a one-time thing. I will never run for president again, no? But sabi ko nga, I never said that I won't run for VP. I never said that I won't run for senator. I never said that I won't run for congressman. I said, hindi na ako tatakbo ng presidente. So that's that.
Ako na lang.
Pwede. Pwede.
Ano ko, wala yan sa plano ko. Kagaya ng pinano mo for more than 10 years. So, kasi ganito, Dave, you've been in the low-carb movement here in the Philippines for quite some time already, no? So, medyo matagal-tagal ka na rin dito. At saka marami ka na rin na-experience at saka namulat, not just yung lack of scientific basis, but also the politics, yung ganon. So, from that unique perspective that you have, how do you foresee now this low-carb grassroots movement here in the Philippines? At saka, corollary to that, worldwide going? Where do you think is it going now? Would, like in the next 5 to 10 years perhaps? Tsaka, at this point in time, knowing where we are now, officially, and siguro without proper guidelines in place yet, no? So what do you think should we be doing now so that this real truths about nutrition that many people worldwide, unfortunately, hindi pa nakakaalam, would eventually be brought out into the light? What are your thoughts about them?
Yon. I'm a probability guy, no? I'm a probability man. Hence the AFP post-nominal, no? Finance guy kasi ako eh. So, I'm more on ano yung mas malamang at yung most likely and unlikely. So, ganyan ko inaatake ang lahat ng bagay, mapa health, mapa finance, etc. So, dito sa LCIF, no, or sa health, sa wellness sector, no, may spectrum yan, Doc. May spectrum yan ng most likely and unlikely. Laging ganon. Nobody can guarantee yung future. We can only do a spectrum of possibilities from ito yung most likely na mangyayari to least likely. And if and only if, no, hindi kasi a matter of when it's a matter of if. You've been mentioning kanina pa guidelines, go, grow, glow, blah, blah, blah. And I've tried, no, even if hindi pa ako tumatakbo, I've tried my hardest to inspire all the low-carb personalities, no, prior, no, sa mga nagsikatan na natong panahon na nag-inactive ako. Prior to that pa, I've been, yung mga Ketogenic Living Philippines, Keto Living Philippines, Ketogenic Diet Philippines, etc., etc. I've been trying to unite, no? I've been trying to unite yung community, yung low carb community. And isa sa mga nakakabwisit na natatanggap ko is that they're apolitical, wala silang pakialam sa politics. And this, I need you all to understand. You and all the other stakeholders, mapa advocate, mapa enthusiast, no? All of the other stakeholders ng low carb and wellness in general. You cannot be apolitical because politics control everything. Everything from the moment you wake up until the moment you sleep, every single thing that you live and breathe is connected to politics. Yung guidelines na meron ng mga societies originated from politicians. Politiko ang mga naggagawa niyan, okay? Particularly Kongreso, legislative branch of government, particularly dito sa Pilipinas. You cannot be apolitical and just say, focus kami sa low carb movement, no? Wala kaming pakialam sa politics, wala kaming pakialam diyan sa Coach Dave na tatakbong presidente. Basta kami, tutulong lang kami na pumayat at maging healthy ang mga tao. No, that is BS. You need to understand. Kapag ka nagkaroon ng panibagong guideline at pwedeng magkaroon because money moves in mysterious ways, ika nga. Pag nagkaroon ng panibagong guidelines Pag nagkaroon ng panibagong batas, mind you, yung batas ng dietetics sa Pilipinas, I always say, Doc, a lot of laws, a lot of Republic Acts, a lot of city ordinances need to be amended because it's no longer updated, it's no longer up to date, no? It's wrong to begin with. There may mga provisions na dapat nandito o wala, etc. Yung dietetics law, for example, that's a wrong, no? Yung may provisions doon na mali. That they are the only ones allowed to teach nutrition. And how come? Will you ever teach LCIF? I asked them this. Sinabi ko na to, tinanong ko na to sa kanila kasi sabi nila, gusto mo magturo ng nutrition, Coach Dave? Gusto mo magturo ng nutrition, Dave? Then, become a registered nutritionist and dietitian. Binalik ko lang ito, no? O sige, let's assume. Laruin natin. If I go to school, and luckily, maging R&D ako, am I allowed to teach LCIF? Sagot nila sa akin, hindi. Tanong ko ulit, why? Kasi ito yung guideline So, if I teach LCIF as an R&D, what will happen to my license? Will you retain it or revoke it? We will revoke it. And then what the F? Bakit ko pa mag-aaral pa ako ng R&D? Ba't pa ako magpapaka-R&D? See, the law is wrong. So you cannot be a political because how do you amend an RA? That's basically being political. So if you guys want to succeed, no? If you guys want na talagang yung guideline guide lang at hindi mandatory, you need to understand guideline is a guide. Even if you check Merriam-Webster, guide is guide. It's not a law, supposedly. But if you want, no, na maging maayos yung LCIF per se sa Pilipinas, if you want to reverse obesity, reverse diabesity in particular, diabetes and obesity, which is a tandem plus hypertension, no, stroke, CKD, etc., other metabolic illnesses or syndromes, if you guys truly want, no, para ma-reverse lahat yan, we have to be political. We have to be altruistic. And most of all, you need to let go of your hate sa akin. We need to be united. You need to be united. Now, kung ayaw nyo ako ang leader, so be it. So be it. Kung gusto nyo kayong bida, so be it. Just be united. Just be united. Do not disrespect kung ano yung nagawa ng LCIF. So, what do I see 5 to 10 years from now? If we become political, if we become altruistic, if we become united, 5 years from now, if we become united, we can significantly reduce, if not reverse, obesity sa Pilipinas. The only condition or conditions is if yung tatlo will be met. Is it a guarantee? No, of course not, but most likely.
Most likely, yeah. Especially now na pakonti-konti, the more and more of the science is there. Okay? So, like for example, isang objection kasi dati ng marami. Nako, ayoko mag-low carb kasi pag low carb, ibig sabihin, high fat, even if it's high healthy fat, kahit na ganon, if you eat animal meat, then yung LDL na bruhahan na yan versus HDL, which is kunwari good versus bad cholesterol, of which was and still is indeed part of the guidelines, and we doctors are eternally mouthing to our patients. So parang halos lahat ng doktor are still into it, like LDL is bad cholesterol, HDL is good cholesterol. Therefore, you have to lower down LDL kasi pagkakain ka ng karne and saturated fat, then it will elevate your LDL for whatever studies they are supposedly citing. And then, therefore, you have to lower down LDL with all your might as a doctor. Ginagawa ko yan dati. Okay? So, when it comes to that, yun, papasok yung parang what Gary Fetke opined to me before. It's like a top to bottom approach yung gaya ng ina-advocate mo. Like, we need the authorities to be mindful of it. We need the politicians and the government to really be officially advocating for it so that it becomes a top to bottom approach. Hindi lang grassroots approach yung bottom going up like what most of us are doing worldwide. Though, so ibang countries, kagaya ng, yun, saludo ako dun sa Australia, like low carb down under, and marami-rami na rin mga doctor at saka low carb advocates doon, not just from a layman's perspective but also from a medical perspective, and they are making waves there. And I think, if I am not mistaken, worldwide, Australia and the health system there in Australia is already gradually adapting such a thing into their kunwari medical guidelines, including diabetes. And not just that one. If you heard yung American Diabetes Association, well, pakonti-konti na rin. Yung low carbohydrate is now part of the, like, let's say, recommended ways of approaching type 2 diabetes. May pinalabas na sila na statement about that. Though, of course, it is not broadly known. Kasi yung promotion nun, medyo hindi ganun kalaganap kumpara doon sa ibang mga propaganda. I'd say propaganda with where money works in mysterious ways, as you said, no? So, kasi, kunwari, if you promote proper root cause reversal through therapeutic nutrition or restriction of certain macronutrients, for example, specifically refined carbohydrates, parang sino namang makikinabang doon as of now? I'm not saying walang makikinabang na industry because, of course, dito sa planetang ito, gradually, industries will build on something. So like what Gary Petke of Australia shared to me, like, do you have low-carb beer there in the Philippines? May low-carb beer nga ba tayo dito? Kasi that,
lower
we have
carb beer. Lower. It's virtually impossible to create a low carb beer because beer on its own is high carb.
Yeah,
pero but we have a lower carb beer.
At least industry somehow gradually adapts to the preferences of the market. Pero yun nga, it still goes back. Money works in mysterious ways. So including here in this low carb space that we are both advocating. So yun, talagang malaking factor yun to consider. No? So, what would you give us a message from your end, Dave, Coach Dave, to the general public, mga Pilipino dito sa Pilipinas at saka sa buong mundo, and including non-Filipinos who can understand what we're talking about here? What message do you have for them at this point in time with regards to the low carb advocacy?
Okay. So, there's a reason, no? I'm an atheist, but I believe there's a reason why our brain is situated on top no, ng katawan natin. And the reason for being is dapat gamitin, yan ang unang gamitin. Okay, so kaya
mas mataas kaysa puso, di ba?
Yes.
Kaysa puso.
Siya, oo, mas mataas. Kaya merong rason kung bakit yan ang pinakamataas. And I'm not saying whatever spiritual reason, no, kasi atheist nga ako. But definitely there's a reason. And I hope that people, no, a lot of people, more people will be inspired to think for themselves na pagdating sa wellness in particular, no, sa nutrition in particular, do not wait for the government, no. I mean, we are not slaves, okay? We are not slaves. We are a free human being. So therefore, use your freedom to think, no? Wag tayong best in mind. Let's assume na lang na they have the best in mind, no? Yung authorities have the best in mind. In an ideal world, in the movies, even in the movies, as a matter of fact, authorities are normally pagudi-gudi. And then, at the end of the day, yung utopia, no? Yung ano nila biglang ano pala, hindi pala totoo, no? Ang totoo pala kinokorrupt lang tayo, etc., no? But you need to think for yourselves, no? At the end of the day, tayo nabuhay, tayo mamamatay, no? So you decide for yourself which you think is best, no? And I need you to understand na kapag ka ginawa mo ng isang bagay, paulit-ulit mo nang ginawa, 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades, wag mong gawing display, no? Wag niyong gawing display yung utak nyo. You've been eating this way. You've been doing it this way. Ano yung result? Sabi ko nga, input-output lang yan eh. Yung input, meron yung spectrum of possibilities. Yun yung output. So, analyze. Ito yung output. What did I do? What was my input? So, shall I do it again? And expect a different result? Sabi nga nung quote ni Einstein, that's stupid. 1 plus 2 plus 3 will never be 7, 8, 9, 10. It will always be 6. It will always be 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3 will always be 6. So, if you want a different result, you do a different equation, an input. So kung talagang, unless yun nga, wala kang pakialam, no? Wala kang pakialam, gusto mong, wala. Okay lang na mataba ako tulad ng pinost ko ngayon, then it's hopeless, no? But at the end of the day, I hope you use your brain, no? Your brains, no? And decide. Critically analyze, then decide. Wag lang basta-basta maniniwala. I'm not saying na wag maniwala. I'm saying, analyze first. Then if sa tingin nyo, sa tunog nung sinabi nung gantong doktor versus sa gantong doktor, mas kapanipaniwala yung HC doctors, edi sila paniwalaan nyo. Just think. Okay? Yun yung message ko sa grassroots. Yun yung message ko sa mga tao. Pero at the end of the day, sa mga leaders, I hope you become political. Because if you don't, the politicians will control the guidelines. It should be a guide. Pero if it's mandatory, like what happened doon sa bakuna, we're effing dead. Okay? We're effing dead. So I hope I was able to inspire yung mga nanonood, etc. na let's do this.
Yeah, I agree with that. Saka lalo na dun sa, yun, paulit-ulit ko ring sinasabi to sa mga pasyente ko. I am not saying na I'm perfect. Nobody is perfect. Walang ni isang tao dito sa mundo has perfectly understood everything. So we are prone to mistakes and errors at times. So gaya sinasabi ko, pwede akong magkamali. Dati nagkamali ako sa mga advice na binibigay ko dun sa mga pasyente ko. Pero knowing these things that I now know, yan, I got that from my favorite motivational speaker, that is Brian Tracy. Knowing what I now know, this is how I perceive things now. So we should be open to learning. Gaya ng sinasabi ko dun sa pasyente ko, it's your life. If you make a mistake with your life, then you are the one who is going to suffer, hindi yung doktor mo. So me, I admit, pwede akong magkamali. Kaya nga, continuous and never-ending learning, di ba? Gaya ng sinabi mo kanina, Coach Dave. At saka, every day is always a learning opportunity for us to hopefully, like what this registered nutritionist and dietitian from Florida, USA, that I recently got acquainted with, si Timothy Reich, and his platform is Unlearn, Rethink. We should unlearn whatever errors we might have been taught before and rethink things, because in the end, it's ultimately for our good. Kasi pag mali naman yung advice na naibigay sa atin ng authority, whoever that may be, including the health authorities, then sinong kawawa? Tayo. I was just thinking, like, 3 years ago, pag hindi ko na-reverse yung metabolic syndrome ko, ano na kaya ngayon yung condition ko? Baka talagang diabetic na ako. At saka, at that time, I was taking 4 medications. And what more could have happened if I was not awakened at that time? Siguro ngayon, 6 or 7 medications na. Kasi yun yung nangyayari. Personal experience ko, habang tumatagal yung pasyente na may metabolic syndrome or may metabolic unwellness sa doktor, parami yung gamot at saka yung root cause hindi pa rin nare-reverse. So, parang walang katapusan hanggang yung joke ko nga sa kanila hanggang eventually magtayo ka na lang ng butika mo kasi doon ka na bibili ng mga gamot mo. Tsaka yun, tungkol dun sa general public, Dave, no? And here's another thing that I'd like to ask you as well, being one of the pioneering trailblazers of the low carb grassroots movement here in the Philippines. What message can you give to the medical professionals, not just doctors, okay, but also the dietitians, the nutritionists, the nurses, those in the health professions in their day-to-day living? What message would you like to give them apart from the general public with regards to the low carb advocacy?
Yun. So nagbigay na ako ng message kanina sa authorities, nagbigay na ako ng message kanina sa grassroots, layman. And thank you for asking this particular question. And gusto ko talaga sabihin again I've been mentioning that there are two types of people. Yung one with a dollar sign and one without a dollar sign. So for example, doctors with a dollar sign, these are two very different people, These are two. Kaya pag sabi kong galit ako sa doctors with a dollar sign, I'm referring to the doctors with a dollar sign. I'm not referring to the doctors na hindi dollar sign. I'm not referring to the authorities na hindi dollar sign, experts, etc. And of course, syempre maraming chismis na umabot sa mga doktor about me, narinig mo na yan, doc, Narinig na ng ibang mga doktor na para bang galit ako lagi sa mga doktor. No, of course not. Hindi, Hindi ako galit sa mga doktor, lalo na sa mga surgeon. Dahil kapag na-aksidente ako, kakailanganin ko pa rin ng doktor. Okay? So, lalo na yung mga surgeons, But in terms of with regard to lifestyle and metabolic, hindi ako galit. Hindi ako galit sa mga doktor, nutritionist, fitness trainer na nagalit sa akin. Gumaganti lang ako nung panahon na binanatan ako. Hindi naman tayo push over na basta-basta na lang tayo magpapabugbog, So if marinig nyo or narinig nyo na nagalit ako sa mga ganyan, it is simply because gumanti ako sa mga ganyan. So kung hindi naman tulad ni Doc doon, hindi naman ako ginanon, hindi ko naman gagantihan. Anong gagantihan ko? Kasi ba't ko naman siya titirahin na hindi naman niya ako tinira? So my message to the doctors and all the other healthcare professionals and non-healthcare professionals na rin, like fitness trainers, dahil nagalit din yan mga yan sa akin. Ang message ko, may pera rin sa LCIF, guys. Hindi nga lang kasi laki, pero may pera rin. You guys can also make a living sa LCIF. Meron din. Again, I am appealing to your humanity to think about human beings first and foremost. I'm a financial planner, pero I'm appealing sa inyo na isipin nyo muna yung mga pasyente, yung mga tao, Sila muna, kapakanan nila, and once you get them better, we earn from it, Somehow. So sila muna ang isipin nyo. Again, hindi ako naniniwala na bobo ang mga experts. Hindi ako naniniwala, sorry to say, hindi ako naniniwala ang bobo ang doktor, etc., etc. Naniniwala akong ganid. So, if you guys can find it in your heart na tulungan yung mga tao, lalo na yung mga nagsasuffer. Ako nagsuffer ako for 3 decades. Asawa ko nagsuffer for 2 decades. Si Doc nagsuffer. At kung sino-sino pa nagsuffer, iba namatayan na. Find it in your heart, na gawin, aralin. Andyan na. Now is the best time to learn LCIF. Nandyan na yung textbook. You don't have to learn it from me. Before, you have to learn it from me kasi wala. Now, there is a textbook, a low-carb medical textbook that you guys can read. Sabi ko nga, it's not really an issue of lack of low-carb information. It's lack of interest in learning low-carb information because there is something available dyan sa labas. So, dun sa mga sorry doon sa mga nagantihan ko, I think it's human nature, It's human nature, hindi naman ako santo para hindi gumante. So let me use the opportunity to say sorry sa mga nagantihan ko. And if marinig nyo ako in the future na tumitira, it's not for you if hindi nyo naman ako tinira. Hindi naman na natin malalaman kung sino pa yung mga tumira sa akin. Okay? But I am hoping, like sabi ko nga, yung pasoo, I saw a post, so there's a light, at the end. Seems to be there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Kasi yung pasoo, nag-post na nun . Okay? American Diabetes Association, sabi nyo nga, medyo nagpo-post na rin, no? So, sana nga, ayoko kayong awayin. Ayoko kayo awayin, hindi naman ako abnormal, no? Gumaganti lang ako. Pero yun na nga. So, I hope this time around, 2024, I hope this time around, moving forward, you guys learn. You guys learn. Pagka kung may association kayo, magdo-donate ako ng libro ng ketogenic dyan. Okay? Magdo-donate ako ng libro para meron kayo dyan ng ketogenic book. Bibigyan ko yung pasoo, bibigyan ko yung PMA, etc., etc. Okay? Papadalan ko kayo dyan ng libro. Okay? Papadalan ko kayo ng libro. Again, I don't need to make money. I'm a boy toy of my wife. Okay? Binibigyan niya ako ng pera. I don't need to work. Okay? So, kung bibigyan ko kayo, donate ako kayo ng libro para lang sa obese-free Philippines. Okay? And I don't have to be the president. You guys can run for all I care. Ang gusto ko lang, pag namatay ako, talagang daming ginawa yan sa low carb community. Yun lang naman Okay? So, again, sorry sa mga sorry sa mga sa mga nagantihan ko. Okay, sorry. Yan lang.
That's nice to hear, Dave. At saka, I hope this 2024 onwards, we would be making much higher and bigger waves in this grassroots movement. And not just grassroots, hopefully, yung gaya ng ina-advocacy mo rin, top to bottom approach. At saka, gaya ng nabanggit mo kanina, I'm also seeing more and more of the light, no? In my own way, what I am actually doing is, doon sa lahat ng nakikinig, if you are still hesitant or yung tipong ano yan, yung sinasabi nila tungkol dun sa low carb at saka keto, yan, scam, may mga ganun.
Kulto.
It's kulto, yun. So I encourage everybody. I did my best to create a curated website. Yun yung lowcarbhealthmd.com at saka lowcarbneurologist.com with all the studies that I have encountered and all the curated videos na rin para kung ano yung pinagdaanan ko, I had to scrounge around for all of those things doon sa resources ng website ko. Makikita nyo yun, basahin nyo yun, makikinig kayo sa video na yun, including mga kapwa doktor ko who some I know used to bash me also before, but yung natutuwa ako kasi may mga kakilala na rin ako na mga doktor ngayon na they are silently doing low carb, but they are still medyo hesitant to really publicly advocate it to the patients because of, as you said earlier, mga guidelines na yan. Pero for me, there is, if this is the way to true health and metabolic well-being, then it's worth advocating more above and beyond politics as of the present, until we have already elevated it in such a way na the political system also advocates for it from the top going down. No? I mentioned earlier my platform, no, the lowcarbhealthmd.com and the lowcarbneurologist.com platform, which you can also see in Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. How about you, Dave? Tatanong ko sa'yo for the benefit of everyone listening in, where they may look for you. What platforms are you in? What are your current advocacy platforms as well?
Okay. Quick lang doon sa coachdaveaguila.com, no? That's basically my personal official website, no? So everything even non-LCIF nandun. But so coachdaveaguila.com. But there is one thing that I want to promote more, no? Kaysa doon sa sarili ko. Again, sabi ko nga, I don't really need to earn, okay? Yung LCIF Association, no, yung Association of Low Carb and Intermittent Fasting Practitioners in the Philippines, no. I am encouraging you and particularly all the other doctors and healthcare professionals, no, to kasi you need to be united, okay, under a professional organization, no. I'm encouraging all of you to join and start engaging, no, doon sa asosasyon. And as a matter of fact, ayoko nga sa totoo lang ng low carb doctor na very public if ako ang papipiliin. And let me be clear kung bakit. Hindi dahil sa selos ako na mas sikat ang doktor. No. It's not. You guys are the escalation level kayo eh. Dapat, the influencers, the non-doctor influencers such as myself, saka sila magtatanong na, kanino kaya pwede mag-consult? That's where we escalate. That's supposed to be the flow. So after they become inspired from us, they need to be informed. Ang flow kasi niyan, Doc, inspiration, information, implementation. Yung information, dun kayo dapat. Kasi kayo yung doktor. So, I am encouraging, no, yung kanina, nababanggit mo kanina, may mga low-carb doctors na rin na hindi lang sila public. And I'm happy, no? But kung member kayo ng association, you don't have to be public. Of course, they can access your info doon sa association, no? Pero ang bottom line, you don't need to go public tulad ng ginagawa natin. And it's very important na nasa isang directory yung mga low-carb na yan. Kasi people are asking for low-carb doctors. People are asking. And dapat nga, meron kayong, yung mga low-carb doctors, meron kayong specific na time in a day probably, or time in a week, day in a week. Now, this one is for low-carb, low-carb patients. So, hindi ko alam. Basta ganon. Kasi a lot of the low-carb stakeholders are looking for doctors. So I am encouraging you guys to join yung LCIF Association and to hopefully be available sa mga naghahanap ng mga consultation. Kasi marami na mga doktor ngayon, wala talagang oras kasi nga mas marami pang oras mag-content creation kaysa sa si Dr. Ken Berry, for example, no longer accepts private consultation kasi napaka-busy na niya kasi mas in-embrace na niya mas nilagay niya na yung sombrero na I'm an influencer. So yung ibang doktor, wala, na sila, talagang escalate ko na lang sa kanila. So I hope magkaroon ng ganun sa Pilipinas kasi marami talaga naghahanap, Doc. Yun ang mas gusto ko i-promote, yung LCIF Association, and eventually matanggal na yung burden sa likod ko at hindi na ako yung presidente ng LCIF Association. Eventually, kayo-kayo na. And again, from there, it could be a party list eventually and you guys can do whatever, no? Kasi by that time, na lang ako emeritus. So I'm just a figurehead by that time, no? So, yan. Yun yung mas gusto ko i-promote. And ang headquarters niyan at the moment is is here in Las Piñas kasi nandito yung opisina ko. Eventually, it can be somewhere else. But for now, it's in Las Piñas. Thank you for the opportunity, Doc.
Thank you for all those thoughts that you've shared, Coach Dave. I really also, it feels an honor to have you here in my own platform because as you said, like Dr. Ken Berry, and yung pinaka ko talaga, so far, hindi ko iniidolo si Ken Berry. There are many global low-carb doctors out there who are coming up with their own social media and internet platform. Kasi, kaya nga ako napunta dito kasi for me, at this point in time, at this stage, it is not really that mainstream. Hindi siya top to bottom. The only way we can advocate and bring this out, this truth to the public is through the social media and digital platforms, and hopefully, yun, nakakatulong rin siya ng maraming tao. At saka yung mga pasyente ko, mas na-educate ko rin dito kasi limited lang naman yung oras ko kasi pag magwa one-on-one ako sa pasyente. Kaya somehow, with all the information, deluge of information out there in the internet, at least may konting light which becomes brighter and brighter na yun, may katuturan yung therapeutic carbohydrate restriction na yan, tsaka low carb nutrition. So with that, I thank you very much for your time, Coach Dave, in gracing the Low Carb Health MD platform. And
thank you.
I wish you well. Yeah. And ATS ka nga pala, but Godspeed is a universal thing.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you, Doc.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave. Okay.